Welcome to the Probate Pod with Jason Siegel of the Siegel Law Firm, a podcast covering important topics in estate planning and probate in Florida. Jason serves the Treasure Coast and South Florida. Thanks for tuning in, and now here's Jason Siegel.
Let me ask you a question. If something happened to you tomorrow, would your family know what to do? Would they know who's in charge, how to pay the bills, or even who should care for your children? Hi, Jason Siegel again, and welcome back to another episode of the Probate Pod. So today we're talking about the 5 essential estate planning documents that every adult needs. Look, these documents aren't just legal forms. They're tools to protect your loved ones and give you and your family peace of mind. So let's talk about the first one, a last will and testament. The first document is something that we think of the most probably when we talk about estate planning. This is where you say who should inherit your assets and who you trust to serve as your personal representative. In many states, they say executor. It's also a place to name guardians if you have minor children, something that every parent needs to think about. But here's the key point with a will. A will in Florida alone does not avoid probate. Your estate will have to go through the court system, which takes months, and sometimes, if it's complicated enough and contested, years. So a will is essential and everyone should have one, but it's not the only document, which leads us to number 2, the revocable trust. This is where probate avoidance and distribution comes in for revocable trusts. I like to describe the trust as a secure box. While you're alive, you control what's inside that trust. You can put assets in, take them out, sell things, buy things. Nothing really changes day to day for you. But when you pass away or you become incapacitated, your backup or successor trustee steps in and follows the instructions that you lay out. There's no court delays. There's no probate headaches. Look, I've seen families without trust get stuck in probate for over a year. Whereas in contrast, I've seen prepared families that have these trusts, it gets resolved a lot quicker than that. That's the power of having a trust. It keeps things private, efficient, and in your family and your loved one's control. Number 3, durable financial power of attorney. This is a key document dealing with incapacity. It might be the most important, but it's also one of the most overlooked estate planning documents. It gives someone that you trust the ability to handle your financial and legal matters if you can't. That could mean paying your mortgage, managing your investments, or dealing with the IRS. Without a durable power of attorney, your loved ones will likely have to go to the court to get a guardianship set up to manage your affairs if you can't handle your own affairs. And believe me, that's an expensive, time-consuming, and costly process. Whereas a durable power of attorney prevents that in many cases from happening. Now let's talk about a healthcare power of attorney and a living will, and we'll talk about those together because they work together, the healthcare power of attorney or surrogate or designation and the living will. Sometimes people call that the pull the plug document. The healthcare power of attorney lets you name someone you trust to make medical decisions if you're not able to make them yourself. The living will is your written voice in those really difficult moments in life. It says whether or not you want to be kept alive in a vegetative state, end-stage condition, or terminal condition. If 2 doctors determine, unfortunately, that there's no reasonable medical probability of recovery. Look, I've seen families suffer because these wishes weren't written down. One child wants to continue treatment. The other one says that's not what mom would have had wanted. That's a difficult conflict to be in, and it's completely avoidable. And you avoid that by preparing a living will, and it takes that burden off your loved ones and gives them peace of mind. So let's review again the 5 essential estate planning documents. Number 1, a last will and testament. Number 2, a revocable living trust. Number 3, a durable financial power of attorney. 4, healthcare surrogate, and 5, your living will. Together, these documents form the foundation of a strong, solid estate plan. They protect you during life, guide your family when you're gone, and they make sure your wishes are honored every step of the way. So I want to thank you again for joining me. This has been another episode of the Probate Pod, Jason Siegel. If you found this episode helpful, please follow us, subscribe, so we can help bring additional videos and get the word out so we can make estate planning easier and more effective for many families.